Would you like a teacher who knows how to work for top grades only from the first lesson for many pupils? An outstanding Indian girl became head girl at her English school. My 4 outstanding learning pedagogical strategies work for many students if they follow them fully. Do your teachers have my successes? Science staff, University of South Wales, learnt easier, clearer and accurate quantum mechanics and chemical bonding by my own unique learning methods. An Exeter University student graded me with 100% full marks for clarity of lesson and full understanding received on complex taxation. In 1994, I began to use my syllabic spelling method. Within days, 100% of my pupils in different classes at the school confirmed their spelling learning time was cut by half, while they were able to spell long, difficult words fully correctly. In even the lowest class, out of 8 classes in that year group, the lowest mark in the bottom class was 90% for my normally long and difficult dictations of 2 to 3 pages. Would you like your children to have such results? A boy jumped into 5 top sets in just 6 months by my 4 successful learning strategies, including top set of mathematics, top set of English, and top set of science. Can you find any other tutor who uses my 4 learning strategies, who have achieved 100% success teaching dyslexic children in recent years? Some parents may think my results are made up, so reject proven highly successful teaching for their own children. What a loss to their own family, just because many teachers cannot achieve what I have achieved for my students. The only one reason I have been successful in transforming students will be revealed later in this video. The dyslexic children fully 100% understood what was taught and 100% fully psychologically accepted all the learning without psychologically rejecting any of the taught material. How many dyslexia teachers have been able to teach dyslexic children 100% successfully, with the children 100% understanding the lessons and 100% psychologically not rejecting any of the learning at all? A once unsuccessful girl finally, after 5 months, was compelled to use my 4 successful learning methods properly. Within a few weeks, she began to overtake her brother in mathematics as her brain went back to normal by removing negative recreational activity. I know how to work towards only top grades from the first lesson for many pupils if they wholly follow my 4 learning strategies fully. Let me show you what my 4 successful learning strategies are. It was through my 4 successful learning strategies that our bottom sets GCSE boy of Cardiff High School obtained 7 A.A.A stars in just 6 months of my tuition. Yet a teacher of another school was reported to have said it was impossible for anyone in bottom sets to even hopefully obtain a B or C grade in the exams. Is this the kind of teaching you want your children to benefit from? A girl who was not even in top sets achieved 92% in her mathematics test after around 7 lessons by my successful learning strategies. Which other teacher you know have achieved this for their pupils? I even hold the record for 100% success in helping university applicants with their personal statements. Since 1992, I have proofread to idiomatic British English grammar. If your university or business English is not proficient, why not email me to help you proofread your dissertations or business documents? Another GCSE girl not only improved significantly in her studies using my 4 successful learning strategies, she also, in the process, got cured of her chronic migraine and was healed of her mental omissions without medication. Not surprisingly, because the brain reverts to normal when children stop their daily negative recreations and change to positive activities. This is my first effective learning strategy, which the schools do not use mainly. I can help students at university and schools, for example, with their mathematics, English, science, history, French. I can help businesses and staff with accountancy and business English and geopolitics and business training. Learn the basis of 8 different English essays in just 2 lessons in easy to understand, accurate ways. Most teachers do not teach how to write essays. I have been teaching students in detail essay structure and formation since 1991. Before I entered my first secondary school teaching. This is done via my second learning strategy, where I use special colors to help the brain assimilate faster learning, whilst I discourage the use of negative colors, which have the opposite effect of slowing down the thinking and making students find it difficult to understand. I teach using the techniques of 2s, 3s and 4s in my presentations to aid the brain not to be confused but to see things very clearly. And I discourage the use of 5, 6 and 7s in the children's work, which facilitate faster, more comprehensive learning for them. I lay their answers in very tidy, logical order, which many teachers in the UK do not do anymore, especially in mathematics and science. I began tuition around 1985, initially teaching mathematics. In 1992, I entered secondary school teaching when I began teaching chemistry, physics, biology, English and mathematics, all from 1992 onwards. Later, I began teaching other subjects like accountancy, finance, business, history and French. Towards the end of this session, I shall say how I obtained these 4 highly successful learning strategies in 1992, and you can see why most teachers have not been successful with many students, because they are missing strategy number 1. Some parents reject these excellent results as being made up. so they let their children lose out on a far easier way to learn, and to learn with enjoyment. Unfortunately, their children end up with far lower grades and have lost their opportunity. For years now, I confidently have been able to put children towards top grades only from my first lesson. One parent saw how successful I was at the start of the lesson for her daughter. So somehow, she took her daughter back into the school system. The school system that had failed them for 10 years already, believing that all teachers could perform like me. Her daughter failed miserably with a low grade in her mathematics and lost the desire to enter university. When I began, I started her only on top grades, and it went so well. Yet it was all lost by her going back to an unsuccessful school system, which had already failed them for 10 years. My third pedagogical learning strategy: I teach the understanding behind concepts in very clear ways. This is a hallmark of my teaching understanding behind the concepts in very clear ways, helping students to understand. I teach wonderful cues to help students memorize, so that if they did forget in the exams, they would be able to use the cues to recall the answers more easily. No shortcuts, full proper teaching the understanding behind many concepts, which other teachers may not know how to. An A-level girl whom her school had treated as a C-grade pupil used my learning and exam techniques. Within 4 months, she obtained her first A pass for American civil rights. Her head of history came to apologize for treating her as a C grade student and said they would treat her as an A grade student from then on. After just a few more months of my tuition, she answered the British Political History exam paper in a way no other teacher teaches students to answer exam papers by, and she obtained an A star equivalent. I met the A-level criteria by focusing on just 2 points: accurate analysis and accurate recounting of history. I taught her in ingenious ways that other historians do not know. Would your family benefit with a teacher like me? An Indian boy did not use my 4 learning strategies properly for around 2.5 months. Then, one December, he decided to test whether my methods would actually work if he fully followed them. He followed my plan fully to remove negative activity from his life. Within 5 weeks, the Indian boy won first prize by his extremely highly competitive argumentative essay, beating all the top runners-up in a school competition with 1,250 pupils roughly. He was the only pupil invited by the headmaster 6 months later to read his winning essay at the end of year ceremony. I taught him the argumentative essay in a most surprising type of way. No other teacher I know has ever taught it in this particular way. Learn with fun for children and adults. Fun in learning returns to children. They no longer need to find studying difficult and boring. Once our first learning strategy is fully followed, they can simply enjoy learning again. Without our first vital learning strategy, a very large number of students at many schools fail to do their homework, struggle to think through mathematical logic, and struggle with studies needlessly. They could have been successful, but the schools have overlooked the vital importance of my first successful learning strategy: to remove negative recreational activities from children which hinder their cognitive processes and which make them argue. The one reason why I have had tremendous success helping students to reach the top, whereas other teachers haven't been, has been the Holy Bible alone. That book alone has been my #1 teacher's training manual. Because I decided to